This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, friends. John Solberg here, your host for the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Want to tell you today's episode is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylarah briskets, and they are always handpicked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for the past 15 years. Every week, they are shipping out competition-quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use the Butcher Shop win, and they win often. So you're not a competitor, but you still have an eye for the finer cuts? Great news! The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged, Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of their cul-de-sacs. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compard Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and again, always handpicked for you. You might be saying, John, all this sounds great, but what about some exotic stuff? Well, rest easy knowing the Butcher Shop will get you your next elk steak or your next camel roast. They will ship it out promptly. So give the Butcher Shop a call today, 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. Mention the BBQ Central Show for 10% off your entire order each and every time. You can also interact with them on their Facebook page, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylarah 9+ briskets. And here's what is going on in this show from May back in 2013. Greg's going to catch up with the godfather of barbecue TV, Mr. John Markus.
Rejoining John Markus in our conversation here this evening. John, I must say, you're a pretty bold man out there these days. You must have known the camera was just on me. That could have been, damn it. Oh, damn it.
Greg, I just assumed the camera was on you during that break. Was it on me as well?
Well, it was on me, but I can see you through a different Skype program as well.
I see. So in other words, had the camera been on me during the break, the audience would have seen that I'm not wearing pants.
I was going to say, they would see you doing your best imitation of Porky Pig barbecue. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're talking a little bit about this BBQ Pitmasters show. We have judges still. We have the competitors. We're talking about crescendo this time around this season compared to last season. I mean, it seems now to have really taken on quite a persona within the Destination America channel. It seems to be like the favorite show. It's getting renewed season after season. It's not this, we're here at this channel this season, and maybe we're off a couple seasons, and now we find a new home. Is this pretty much you guys are good to go for years to come? Is there like a multi-year deal imminent in the future, or is it still always season to season?
Well, one of the things you learn about the entertainment business is nothing is for certain. And, things trend and they get popular. I've always said that Destination America is the perfect home for the show, and they've embraced the show and they're behind it and love it. But things change, you never quite know. I think we take it a season at a time and hope that we perform for the network, hope that the audience doesn't tire of barbecue, but it just seems to be have struck a chord at the executive level as well as the audience level. So that's the formula, for continued popularity, and it's just lovely to have a home.
Far be it for me to say to you, don't you have any type of leverage to say, look, I'm doing my part. We're doing numbers that obviously are okay enough for them to continually renew you each and every season. How about getting on some more freaking television distribution so people can actually see Destination America? Wouldn't that kind of help the whole deal as well?
What you're saying, is logical and makes sense. The thing is that the television delivery system, in other words, the reach that Destination America has, that whole network, that whole deal is completely out of our grasp. we have no control over it whatsoever. It really has to do with basically the delivery system within Discovery, what the homes they have basically purchased to be in as far as, outreach. And it's just part of business. I mean, maybe they know exactly what level of popularity the show is going to have, and it still may be growing. It may have plateaued. I really don't know. And, I think it's like, well, I'll tell you something. I'm a writer by trade. Yep. Barbecue's my hobby, and the TV show's become a business, and a fun one at that. But I'm currently at work on a play right now. I mean, I hope the barbecue fans will just indulge me for a second. But I've written a play with another writer named Mark St. Germain that is now running at good speed in Chester, Connecticut. So any listeners and viewers in that area, it's called the Fabulous Lipitones, and it's the story of a barbecue of a barbershop. See, I only do things that start with B. And it's a barbershop quartet of four guys who reside in a town like I grew up in, London, Ohio, population 7,000 people. Right. And it's not about barbershop singing, but barbershop singing is the world that these guys live in. And it's a real story about culture clashes and about harmonizing and about how we live and how we judge others. And it's a funny play with some serious undertones. The world of barbershop quartets is like barbecue in a way, although barbecue is a much larger subculture. It's like there are limits in an American interest of each of these things. And so they just all have a ceiling, and it's just natural that not everyone's going to be into smoking meat. We just love it. You and I love it, and the people who do it love it. And we don't think about how many people are there. I mean, you might think a little more about it because of your show and outreach, but it's like we just are thankful for the people who are into it. So I can't tell you how it's going to be bigger or how they're going to make it bigger. They can make it only as big as they can make it.
John Markus joining us here on the show, talking about the new season of BBQ Pitmasters. That's going to air this coming Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Destination America. Obviously, check your local listings for your times in your areas. John, let's transition a little bit. We'll stay within the TV realm and the barbecue realm on TV. Last night, there was a show called Smoked that debuted, listed as a pilot. So at this point, it's just a one-off. Obviously, the people that were involved are hoping that this is something that could be picked up. So, it's always 50-50 with you on other competing shows. It was a Destination America product. Did you watch it?
No.
You didn't? Do you not watch it for spite because it's, I'm not part of it and this isn't what I want, so forget it? Or were you just busy, or will you watch it later? Or, how does that whole dynamic work with you?
I think it's a topic that we best not discuss.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It's that bad?
No, it's not bad at all. I love anything that's good for barbecue and features barbecue, but probably at this time, not really a topic, to talk about.
All right, John Markus, not talking about smoke. Now, look, I watched it, and the overwhelming sentiment that I was getting from some Facebook people or whatever was that, it's kind of a little bit more of the same. But more than that, this phrase kept coming up more and more. Same cast of characters. And my worry is this. If that's coming up from people that might be more on the peripheral of barbecue television, that they could become stale at this point. And I'm just like you. Anything that's good for barbecue on television, even if I don't like a format of the show, I'm happy for people that I've interviewed on the show, or they'll be able to promote their products or their wares or whatever. I like that part of the whole TV thing. But do you think that there is a potential staleness aspect that could happen at a certain point?
Would you like to hear the rest of this episode? Head on over to the bbqcentralshow.com. There is a link in today's show notes to take you to the complete episode. John Markus is a fabulous guest. Search Markus, Markus, in the search box. Check out all of his episodes. They're fantastic. What a great man. He's going to be in the Barbecue Hall of Fame. It's going to happen. While you're over there on the internet, make sure you check out the Butcher Shop Facebook page, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Mention the Barbecue Central Show for 10% off your entire order each and every time. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I'm your host, John Solberg. You know I look forward to talking to you again soon.